Two things I absolutely love in games: flying and doohickeys. Look at all these buttons and dials, and coming to understand this stuff over time is a lot of fun. I swear half the time I use this game as a glorified model viewer, looking at the cockpit, looking at the plane itself, and can you blame me? It's gorgeous. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to DCS World. And today we're going for a bit of a literal change of pace, a joke I'm pretty sure I've made before, but shut up. Because today we're flying the F-16 instead of the A-10. When I got into this game a year ago, I was looking at the learning cliff in front of me, and I got the A-10 because I figured learning an air-to-ground platform would be a lot easier to wrap my head around. No radars, no dogfighting maneuvers or anything like that, and to an extent it has been easier. But sometimes I want to do fast stuff, sometimes I want to do Top Gun stuff, and so recently I've been trying slowly but surely to learn the F-16, and try to do things that the A-10 can't, and speak of the devil, because a couple of MiG-29s have just showed up on our RWR, or radar warning receiver, so it looks like we're gonna play. Alright, so I made this mission as a means of trying to kind of learn the A-10's, the F-16 systems. So we've got a few different systems we're going to be working with, and I'll explain them as we go, but very first thing, we're going to switch to air-to-air mode, and we're going to turn on our symbology so that we can start to see our HUD in our headset wherever we look. That's going to be massively useful. And the mission is as follows. There are some Russian cargo planes transporting high-value material. They are landed on a runway in Syria, and we are going to go bomb them. Countries effectively don't matter for this one, because it's just something I made up for training. But anyway, we're going to start looking for these guys on our radar. We can't see them yet, but our friendly AWACS can. That's basically a sensor plane that is hanging back, has a lot of stronger radars and stuff, and it's beaming its information back to us, except for it just lost those MiGs. Okay, I guess I'll explain the other things. So those yellow rings, those are an SA-6 and I guess an SA-2 that I don't remember placing. Are surface-to-air missile batteries that are guarding the airfield. Oh, looks like we've got those MiGs again, flying at 7,000 feet. Now that yellow square just appeared. That means that we are officially picking them up on our radar, and not just the AWACS. They're continuing to fly at 7,000 feet, even though they know I'm here. And this is where the learning comes in, because I have a vague idea of the theory of how these things work, but I don't know the practice. I don't know the details. So I'm really nervous going into even what should be a relatively simple fight. I don't know if I should be staying up high or getting down low. I know that I should be fast so that there's as much energy behind my missile launch as can be. That SA-6 SAM battery is locking us up. I'm a little nervous, though, because I can't quite get that... Okay, there's his buddy. I'm having a hard time holding this lock, and the SA-6 just opened up. Why can't I lock his buddy? I need to get them both right now. Okay, Fox 3, and Fox... This is going to be another close one. Fox 3, and we're turning away. And right now, I'm going to turn away, but not entirely, because I want to hold that lock for as long as possible. At this range, it probably doesn't even matter. You can see those SA-6 missiles launching, and I'm pulling this way to try and drag them, to create an offset, so that they expend more of their energy coming after me. Meanwhile, I'm holding the lock on this guy. I'm not seeing a splash on either of them, which is not ideal. Oh, there we go, splash 1, and hopefully soon to be splash 2. I'm going to turn further away, because there's no way that AMRAAM isn't tracking by now. 9 miles. I also don't want to lose sight of you, though, if it doesn't hit. I think you may have beaten it by this point. You may have beaten it, so we're going to have to come in and sidewinder you. Okay, Fox 2. Can't tell if that's tracking or not. I'm going to give you another one. That's real close. That one's definitely tracking. He's not flaring for some reason. I was pretty confident that we had beaten the SA-6 missiles. And, oh, there's a missile, and nope! I don't know why my flares weren't firing. I was pressing the button to launch... Well, there they are now. That's so annoying. Alright, we're gonna try this again. I guess we're Edge of Tomorrowing this thing. This time we're gonna try for a more medium altitude of about 16,000 feet. Okay, well, we're gonna play now. 13 miles. 9 miles. Fox 2. Start flaring. Make it a little bit more difficult for your heat seekers to find me. There's your missile. Hopefully it goes for flares. Oh, did they collide in midair? Normally I'm able to get a solution within about like 35 miles. Here, I can't get anything until I'm like well inside of 20. And I don't understand why. So this time we're trying something different. We're flying a little bit offset, see if that gives us a better solution. "16 miles before I even have a solution is insane. I'm gonna chaff and flare here, just in case they try to pull something, because we're so friggin' close. Pulling off. Splash. Where's your buddy? Come on, where's your buddy? And splash too. Okay, we got him this time, but honestly, I feel like that was pure luck. However, evading the SA-6 is our new priority, and that's much easier at this range. Oh, I can see the puffs of smoke from missiles detonating behind me. Okay. I've tried to keep things over here so that they can't get us, but we're gonna take things a bit more easily now. That SA-6 is still trying to lock us up. It knows that it's kind of the last line of defense. But unfortunately for it, it doesn't really have the ability to pose as much of a threat as, well, active moving air assets do. So we're gonna lock it up on our HAD. According to this, we are already well within range, and we know pretty much where it is, so I'm confident in that. So we're high, we're fast. We're going to fire our harms. And what that is an anti-radiation missile, so it seeks out sources of radiation and homes directly in on them. We don't need to give it any input at all, like we were doing with our AMRAAMs. So right now our TGP is looking basically where it thinks that source is coming from. What we're looking for, it's usually off by a little bit, is the airfield. And that's ultimately going to be our target. But right now, oh, there we go, we've got something. That right there is probably the SA-6. In fact, we just saw it launch. We're going to want to make sure, we're going to want to make sure we don't get too distracted so we can evade. impact. Nice. So there goes their radar. And I believe with that, yep, we can see their missiles have detonated in the air because they no longer have any guidance. And we should be safe to go attack. Now, something I want to explain before we move on here. Look at all those fires. You have the radar, which is the smoking crater you see before you, because the HARM missiles seek out that source of radiation. As long as it's looking for us, our missile can see it. But it's also surrounded by, of course, the launchers, which carry the missiles, generators, a command vehicle. But as long as you take out the radar, it's blind, it's useless, it is down. Now, if we keep looking, we can try and find those cargo planes, and I do believe... Yep, that looks like them right there. So that'll be right down below. I'm gonna get offset a little bit so that I can come in at a slightly better angle. I want to do all of this in one shot. Their SAMs may be down, but there's probably going to be some AAA or something machine guns shooting up at us. For this, we're switching to our Mark 82 dumb bombs, which you can see on the wing. And these don't have any kind of special guidance. We're just going to use the targeting computer on the F-16 to line it up, and we're going to drop these off. I'm thinking we'll probably want to go in pairs. So that's going to be 3 presses of the trigger, or 3 presses of the release button. Two at a time. There they are. We're lining this up. TrackIR definitely makes maneuvering in the cockpit easier.
Altitude. Altitude.
Nobody shooting at me yet. 3 off. And that should be just fine. Let's gain some altitude so we don't get hit by fragmentation from that. And... boom! That all looked nice. A little victory roll as we go over. And up. Oh, wait, wait. Hang on. There's another SAM battery there. I had forgotten there was an SA-2. We saw it on the HSD earlier. Okay, I don't know why it's only just waking up, but I guess that definitely got their attention. Oh wow, we are like super low on fuel now. Yep, they're trying to lock us up. Let's, get down low. I don't know where they are exactly. I don't actually remember placing it in this mission. I was surprised when I saw it on the HSD in the beginning. But, yeah. It's getting nice and low. Almost hit the power lines. And let's go ahead, wait until we're over this town so we don't ruin anybody's day, and drop our fuel tanks and leave. That played out really weirdly. I mean, we got some cool and exciting footage in the beginning there. But I just don't understand why I was almost having to use those AMRAAMs like sidewinders. It just wanted me to get so close. But it was really cool to just play with so many different systems on a mission like this. And hey, once things started working, they really started working. So let's try another one. Let's try another one and see if those same problems persist, because it's really only after the recent update that I've been having these issues. It has also been super immersive to be able to look around with TrackIR. on to a very opposite climate. And potentially a mission with much more complexity and moving parts. Here we have an objective to bomb an enemy rail station. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same as before. We're going to clear the skies, and then we're going to go ahead and bomb some warehouses at a Railyard. But anyway, this is a much more complex mission. It's one of the in-game instant action missions, and so this is a whole operation considering multiple flights. You can see we've got our wingman off of our wing there, which is generally where you want these guys hanging out. And because it looks like we've got some guys hanging out at about 27 and 32,000 feet, we're going to want to gain as much altitude as quickly as we can. You can see there's a friendly F-16 up ahead there. Looks like he's alone. And there's going to be a whole lot going on. So let's once more switch to air-to-air mode and make sure that our HUD symbology is up. Now, making sure we get both missiles off the rails is not as life or death as it was in the previous mission because we've got friends. So, I'm not entirely sure how this works. I'm going to try and order my flight to engage bandits. These MiGs are locking us up, so I'm going to go ahead and return the favor. Come on. And your friend. No, and your friend. And your friend. And your friend. There we go. And Fox 3. And the other guy is flying away. And Fox 3. He's pretty far. Okay, we're defending. And so we're going to chaff and flare all while descending. He fired a missile, but I don't think it's at me. Meanwhile, that guy over there, I'm hoping we'll see a splash. Okay, looks like we made it. He's not defending, but now he might be. Not seeing a splash over here. I don't know what happened to his buddy. Still alive up there? Oh, I think we got him. Yep, that's Splash 1 MiG-29. Not quite sure what happened to the other, but we've got SAM launches from down there. You know what? Not my problem. So now that the skies should be clear, actually, it says there's somebody at 7,000 feet, but our guys can take care of that. We're going to switch to... Yep, he just dropped off of our HAD. So we're going to switch to air-to-ground mode and start looking for our next target. I see an enemy runway down there, and that right there where that green dot is, that's the Railyard. So our goal for right now is going to be to go to where that is and bomb the warehouses, which should all be in a convenient line. Meanwhile, we're just going to avoid all this. Looks like man-pads hiding in the woods down there. Shoulder-mounted missile launchers, so we're going to want to be very careful about that. So since there's man-pads down here, we're going to come in nice and high, and we're going to start flaring as we move in for our attack. So, flares out, Low on flares. Pickle, pickle, pickle. And I'm really hoping that that's gonna kill them. AAA opening up on us. How's that looking? Perfect. That's all 3 warehouses destroyed, all in a line. Now, I'm only releasing these bombs one by one, which means we've still got another 3 on our wings. That's 1 over there, and 2 over there. This may not be smart, but I'm kind of feeling another pass. This time they're going to be aware of us, though. They're probably looking at us as we speak, so I'm going to get away a bit, and probably come from a bit of a higher angle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Coming in now for a second attack run. We're going to want to peel off as soon as possible. So as soon as we've got these bombs off, that's 2 more. I'm not sure if that'll be quite good enough. Let's make sure we peel away. And how's that looking back there? I can't get a good angle. Perfect. That looks like 2 more good hits, and I can see secondary explosions down there. So we definitely hit our ordnance. Seeing lots of fires and smoke, and new things exploding in the wreckage, so that is perfect. We do still have another bomb, and this is gonna feel so stupid. I kinda wanna try and do some more funny. Alright, look. In order to ensure maximum maneuverability, I'm going to go ahead and drop tanks right here. There we go. We were very low on fuel on them anyways. And we're going to turn around for 1 more bombing run. And this time, it practically doesn't matter where it lands. The only thing that matters is that we get it just somewhere in the middle of that Railyard. It's kind of actually hard to see with smoke. Hopefully that makes it likewise for the enemy. Let's see what we can do. I can see those AAA batteries down there. I don't like how low I'm getting. Alright. Right in the middle, pickle, I'm out. I'm very spooked by how risky this is, especially since this is our 3rd pass. Sounds like our A-10s, F-16s, all that are doing their thing. So let's just enjoy the ride back. We're heading towards that dot through the mountains, and we can take one last look back at what we accomplished. And that is mighty satisfying. Alright, let's go home. We're heading for home now, and once all the excitement is settled down, we get to just enjoy the flight back, and we're reminded of just how gorgeous this game actually is. I mean, imagine the experience of this. This is what's so cool about video games, and simulators in particular. It lets us see things which exist in real life, but which most of us will never get to experience. It is so much fun being able to apply all of these concepts, and when you see those fires burning, that's the real reward. Things definitely worked more like what I'm used to in this mission, so I don't know if I just configured something incorrectly or if there's some other factor that was making it so that I had to be so friggin' close to fire my missiles last time. There's somebody directly in front of me, although at 31,000 feet, so they seem close, but we're not really at any danger of a collision. Who is that? According to the RWR, it may actually be the AWACS. Oh, there he is! Hi, AWACS! Wait, can we go... This is so dumb, but can we go say hi? Oh, you're not an AWACS, you're a tanker, I think. Alright, well, I suppose I could fuel up from you if I needed, but I don't need. So instead, I'm going to cross directly in front of your path, give you a little show, and turn around and head back to base. Alright, our gear is down, we're coming in for a landing, we are really quite low, and would now be a good time to tell you this is not something I've actually practiced a whole lot, least of all in TrackIR. I mean, sure, it's probably not too different, but even still, landing is always nerve-wracking. Okay, I'm gonna give myself just a little bit of throttle so we don't get too slow too early. And I don't know how any of these systems work, so I'm kinda just eyeballing it, just feeling it out. This is entirely a use the force landing, and also the complicated sensors and symbology in front of me. Alright, let's go. A little bit more, okay. Start to arrest our descent. And start to pull up. And nice. That was a little bit hard, but I think we're okay. Let's start braking. And we made it. That was pretty good. That was an excellent mission. I'm really not sure what happened to the AMRAAM tracking onto that first guy, but I know we got the second one, or at least I'm pretty sure. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. The TrackIR definitely adds a lot of immersion, but it has also taken some getting used to. We've definitely had a lot of fun with the F-16 here, haven't we? And, you know, this is the kind of thing I like to do sometimes. It's a change of pace where we just have our specific job, go in, and get out. It means we're faster, the dangers are faster, and in the end, a lot of the time, it's higher risk, higher reward. We're not in an uncontested environment, you know? We're not just blasting insurgents in jeeps. These are fighter jets and SAMs in AAA. So there's just a lot more to consider. Here we can get a glimpse of all the damage we had wrought, and yep, okay, it looks like our first AMRAAM actually did find its target. Those were two Sukhoi 27s, which are really dangerous. It seems like I was right to deploy flares on my approach to that Railyard because manpads actually fired at us. I didn't even know, so I definitely didn't take enough evasive maneuvers. This is why I always love watching the track files back. That's how I'm getting all the cinematic views I'm showing you, and really, it's just good for learning purposes to see what went right and what went wrong. Actually, it looks like both of our friendly losses to the mission were F-16s to those manpads, and nothing else managed to get any kills on us. Otherwise, it was a total slaughter, but I was definitely MVP here, pretty much completely annihilating that Railyard. We got who knows how many flat cars, 7 fuel tanks, and 5 warehouses. So all in all, a very good day for the F-16. It also definitely highlights that there's a lot I don't know, because I'm using the systems on their basic level, but I still don't really fully understand how they work, and it resulted in a lot of confusion. So it's definitely the kind of thing I'll need to look into more, and, well, let me know if you want to see more. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.